My name's Chris, and as I'm sure you're all aware, amongst many other things, I am a recovering drug addict and a former criminal. Now, I'll say amongst many other things because I don't define myself from my past. I used to see myself as a drug addict, a villain, a criminal, and that was it. That was my life, that was my world. That was the world that I got caught up in my teenage years, through my mid-teens, my late teens, getting more and more involved in crime. And I am a lot more than my past. I am so much more than that these days. I've learned to find a way forward. I've learned to find a way out of the life that I lived. And I've done that by really looking into myself and by finding out who I am and what I need to do to move forward. Small changes each and every day. I get up in the morning and I try my best to make the most out of the day. Whichever day of the week it is, I get up and I try my very best. If I could put that much effort into drug addiction, I can put that much effort into crime, then I need to put more effort into my life moving forward to get away from that life. But the first thing that I had to do, I had to make a choice. I had to choose that I wanted to change and decide that I was going to change. That was the hard bit. Once I'd done that, I then had to figure out exactly what I needed to do to make those changes and to fulfill that choice that I'd made. Now, I get up in the morning, I have a set routine. I never used to. I used to lie in bed all day. I used to get up whenever I needed to. If I had a job to go and do, I'd go and do it at whatever time I had to go and do it. I get up bang on 6 o'clock every single day. I'm out of bed. I'm often a bit tired. I have terrible restless legs, but I still get myself up. I write a gratitude list. I make my breakfast. I ring a few people and I jump in the shower. I put some music on and I have a little sing-song to myself. Now, hopefully nobody ever hears me singing because I'm not particularly good at it, but it sets me up for the day ahead. There's something about singing out loud in the shower that really gets me going for the day, and it's probably a lot to do with the coffee that I drink before I get in the shower, in all honesty. But once I'm out of the shower, I'm refreshed and I'm ready for the day ahead. I like to make as many changes to my old life as I can, do exactly the opposite of what I used to do. I used to hide in the shadows, down alleyways, by canals, in fields, off the beaten track, anywhere where we wouldn't be seen, so we could do what we did without too much attention arising from us. Now, it was probably quite obvious that we'd be scurrying around and ducking down these alleyways to a lot of people, but they couldn't see what we were doing when we were in them, which was the important bit to us, which is why I'm so open and honest about what I do now. I will open myself up to anybody that wants to hear my story in the hope that I might inspire them. I might be able to move them or help move them away from the life that I once lived. Small changes every single day, just tiny little things over the course of time. And then 3 months, 6 months, a year down the line, I can look back and I'm a completely different person. It's all about mindset. It's all about the choices that we make today. I am more than my past. I'm more than I was yesterday. I'm more than I was last week. I'm more than I was last year. And I'm certainly more than I was 10 years ago. I don't define myself, as I said, by anything that I did before. I committed a lot of crime. I've been in prison several times for years on end. But I don't hold that against myself. I don't let people hold that against me. People popped up on my DVLA video and said, oh, you know, you need to be held accountable for what you did. I was. I went to prison for 2 years for that. I was on licence for another year after that as well. I was restricted from leaving the country to go to my granny's funeral. Yeah, I've paid the price for the crimes that I committed. And if I held them against myself, I wouldn't be able to move forward the way I did. I had to forgive me. I had to find a way of going into that past, figuring out how to alleviate the pain that I held emotionally about the things that I did and the people that I'd upset or physically assaulted in the past. There was a lot of violence in my past as well. I had to forgive myself in order to move forward. And that was really tough. The deaths that I've seen as well. I saw a post on Facebook recently and it was about not being able to feel that you should be happy after a loved one passes away. Now, that was my mindset a long time ago, you know. I didn't feel that I was allowed to be happy. Now, I've mourned those deaths now and I've looked into them and I've been there, and I can't allow the deaths of loved ones around me. And I've lost, it's 11 people now actually. I was another one the other week. I've lost 11 people in the last year that I know closely. And if I held them and didn't let myself move on from those deaths, I would fall back into addiction, I would fall back into crime, I'd be in prison or I'd be dead. And I'm sure those people that did pass away would not want me to sit there dwelling in their death and allowing me to use that to take drugs and to go backwards in life. I'm sure they would want to sit there and go, do you know what, Chris? You're doing well, move forward, be happy, find peace in your mind, find peace in your heart, and find fulfillment in your life. And that is exactly what I try and do each and every day. Thank you for watching, guys. I hope you enjoy my videos. See you all soon.